Liz. I'm Blossom.
And I'm Dave. Welcome back to the Rude Customers Podcast. Happy Thursday.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm not a morning person, but here we are.
We're here. We're back to the funny thing is season 1 was all morning shows. Mm-hmm. We did almost every single one of them in the morning. Wow. And now we've gotten out of that. So Miss Robe over there.
Okay, so we're at a hotel and it seems like these rude customers, they went through a third party. I know I've had my own experience using third parties, so I've stopped using third parties and I've just booked the hotels. Because sometimes you can go on these third party websites and then they will be like, oh yeah, they're supposed to give you a complimentary wine and you're supposed to get a queen, and then when you get there it's just a king size bed, and then you're out of luck because the third party had sold you something that you now can't get a refund for unless you press the additional refund package, you know what I mean? So anyways, let's get into it. These do look like rude customers, and yeah, let's watch.
If it was your business, you should have sent someone besides your sister if it's on your card. Secondly, I am the GM. I'm telling you, internally I checked. Your reservation was canceled by a third party, which is not on our end, nor is anyone in the system. One of you, whoever booked it, which she said she didn't know, which would fall on whomever that might be, would be one of you. So how is our hotel at your fault? There's nowhere else to put you. You're lucky you got in a room for what we did do for what my girl had last night. She contacted me and I did check internally last night. The ignorance is bliss, and you guys are just blazing this morning. And then to ask for a cop escort out of the hotel when someone tells you you're not welcome. No, we didn't ask for that. They both have your name.
She's cooking.
Wait,
She's cooking.
What did they ask for?
So basically, the way that I'm hearing this so far, this woman is the manager. She's the person who runs the hotel. So the night before, she got called because these two came in and had problems with the third-party reservations. Mm-hmm. They were able to squeeze them into some room, but there's nothing else available. So the next morning, probably more reservations and all this, so they're having to deal with them.
For sure.
So basically what she's saying is somewhere in that third party, since the first person who was saying that she didn't know,
I get all that.
Yeah, so then what's your question?
Well, the question is, she was like, they were asking for, I just didn't hear a physical, like I get what she's saying, but I didn't hear the last part when she was like, and you guys wanted to ask for a comp. Were they asking for
I didn't hear the
free?
comp. I heard the ignorance is bliss and you guys are blazing. I didn't hear comp. Go back.
Yeah, hold on.
There's nowhere else to put you. You're lucky you got in a room for what we did do for what my girl had last night. She contacted me and I did check internally last night. The ignorance is bliss, and you guys are just blazing this morning. And then to ask for a cop escort out of the hotel when someone tells you you're not welcome. No, we didn't ask for that.
Yeah, cop, not comp. Cop escort. You were asking for a cop escort out of here this morning. Oh, it's my phone.
Okay, so a cop escort?
Mm-hmm.
Why did they need to ask for a cop escort?
I don't know. They were probably trying to, just like a lot of customers will get indignant when they don't get what they want. They might have been asking for a cop, to come down and, just.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
That's ridiculous.
Happens a lot.
Why do they need a cop? Like, I'm curious to what they were afraid what was going to happen.
They weren't afraid. They were pissed. I don't think it was fear. I think it was pissed. They were pissed off that they weren't getting what they want, so they wanted the cop to make sure that they were escorted out properly. I don't know. Let's listen to the rest of it. Maybe we'll get more answers.
I've never heard of that before. I heard of fear. That's why you call the cops. I've never heard of. I mean, are they saying fraudulent or something?
They could be saying that they won't give them back all their stuff. They could say they want a cop there to make sure that they get all the stuff that they said they would do. Who knows what they're saying? But
very ridiculous.
It sounds desperate, and it sounds like people who did not do what they were supposed to do beforehand or didn't check the third-party stuff. I'm with you. Don't use the third-party stuff. Call the hotel because you're going to get screwed, and then you're not covered. It's just...
Yeah, and I get it. I get it that, these third parties, they have... because I don't want to... Now I'm going to take it back a little bit because sometimes these third parties do have really great
amazing deals. Oh my God.
Amazing.
Expedia?
I've used Priceline and they've had amazing
so
deals.
Good.
But sometimes I can use other services and it just doesn't work out.
Yeah. And almost all of them say everything is subject to change due to the hotel space and all that stuff. So even when I do use those, which is rare, I like to call the hotel too. I like to call and talk to somebody and just be like, do you think what the outlook's going to be between these dates? I'm using Expedia and I'm just kind of trying to figure out the best deal. What do you think? And sometimes they'll even work with you and give you a deal directly.
What's insane too is sometimes what I've started to realize is that the price difference isn't that much different.
Most of the time it's not. It's little extra add-ons that you end up not getting most of the time that make it feel like a better deal than it actually is.
Well, and still, I get for some people.
Oh, it works out. It's convenience. Yeah.
Our ice machine has a personality this morning.
It's cooking this morning. Look at it go.
Both have your names, and so what do you think should happen? You think you should stand up here to place a business and call and complain and handle your thoughts? Right there's the business office. If you have corporate complaints, walk yourself right in there and call. I'm not afraid. I don't know what you people think.
Well, first of all, Miss Rose.
I do not want to talk to you. I'm not going to argue with a fool. Do you understand?
Wow. I don't know why you feel that way about me.
Shut up. You people are
Ebony, just stop.
Yes, please. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not going to argue with a fool. I'm just not.
So we're both fools? I know you ask questions. Are we going to have a conversation? Or do you just get to talk?
I'm done. Do you understand? The law is coming. You've got an hour to get your belongings and leave my property. Do you understand? Can I make myself any more clear? Discussions went out the window an hour ago, and it took you 20 minutes to tell what the actual problem was when there isn't one.
It hasn't even been an hour.
No.
I wasn't trying to get a room. I didn't say that either. I did not say that at one
No one
time.
behind this desk cares at this point. So if I were you guys, I'd get my stuff and I'd leave. If you're being so polite and kind now at this point.
We have been from the beginning.
Sure you have.
Miss Crystal, have I ever at once
She's too
raised my
ignorant to
voice?
answer your question, remember? First off, it was your business.
See, this is the end of the situation, unfortunately.
Yeah, well,
I am going to hit this woman, too, because she's being really rude at this point. But, man, you could tell this has been a situation from last night. This is kind of an unfair judge because I would be the same friggin' way. Look, you guys, just go. Just go because there's no more sympathy. There's nothing more I can do. So what do you want? We're just fighting at this point. Just get your stuff and go.
She's calling them names, though. Yeah. She's saying you're
calling her fool. Yeah, she's pissed.
Ignorant.
Yeah. It's not smart. I mean, like, I was with her at the beginning when she was like, just the way that she was, the delivery was okay. But now you could see it's all just annoyance and anger. And unfortunately, when you start getting like that, you're going to have to deal with some of the ramifications that come with it.
Yeah, because I don't think you need to, in my opinion, I would argue with this video, I don't think you need to see everything for her to, for like a management of whatever that hotel is to look at this video and be like, you're done. I
don't know. I mean, because if this situation, just think about this for a second. I know she has got to keep her cool and all that. But if this happened an hour ago or a half hour ago and they're just continuing to keep it going and then having the camera, out now to try and accentuate that point and really try to get you because you're not getting what you want. We don't know the truth is my point because it seems like this stems from a lot that's happened. This doesn't seem like this lady's just worked up in this moment like this. It seems like this is so that's what I'm saying why I think it's an unfair judge because this isn't like 2 minutes before. This is like a half hour, 45 minutes, a while before, and now things have calmed down, re-escalated, cameras out, and this one sucks. This one sucks because it's not going to be on the hotel management no matter what. We know that. It's going to be on the third party. And at some point, whose fault is it to keep the fighting? They have to be behind the desk. The customers keep coming back to the desk. So who's at fault? They're not chasing them down. They're coming back to the desk because they want to get what they want. I'd get frustrated too.
I'm curious if whatever hotel this is, and I'm not even on the rude customer side. I'm just curious because we watch these videos and we look at both sides here. And so I'm curious if I was like the district manager of this hotel and this is the video that was presented to me on TikTok. I'm curious, would I be firing this lady for calling the customers there, ignorant and fools, and like I'm curious of how that protocol works.
A couple too many more couple a couple too many times. She kept using you people. I'm like, oh no, come on, lady.
I know, because first off, I'm black, okay? Yeah. I'm black.
I'm like, don't use
you
people.
When she's saying like you people, when she's saying
with
fools,
connotations of ignorance and all that, yeah, it does sound like she's talking
ignorant. It does come off as, okay, well, what card are they gonna play? Or what are they gonna say? You know. Yeah. So it comes off as very sus. It comes off as now. That being said, it is a hotel, so they probably do have the video footage of how this all, I don't know if they have audio, but they probably have the video footage of, everything and what happened. Yeah. So.
I mean, this woman seems like she's been around a while, too. So the disc manager and all that, we don't know what the relationship is. We don't know how long she's been good at her job. There's a lot we don't know here. I don't think you fire her based off of just that. I think you have a conversation with her and you'd be like, hey, what happened? Mm-hmm. And then and she might have completely valid. They're threatening to call the cops. They don't want to leave. There's no room in the hotel. How polite can I be if they won't leave? So it's going to probably turn down to one of those. But also, is that the end of the video?
Yeah.
Okay, we did see it. I'm like, no more surprises. I will not be surprised anymore.
Yeah, that one was. I've never had an experience like that before. Yeah, surprisingly, out of all the hotels we've gone to, it's been pretty decent for the most part. I do recall I went to Boston with my mom a little over a year ago, and my mom used a third-party place, and they had told us we were going to have two beds, all this stuff. Long story short, I ended up sleeping on a bunk while my mom and my brother got a bed instead, because it didn't make any sense. If my brother didn't come, my mom would have been sleeping on the bunk and I would have been sleeping on the bed. I'm just kidding. We both would have been sleeping on the bed. But anyways, my whole point is that mistakes were made. And when we got to the hotel, they were like, complimentary wine. The guy was like, there's a wine store across the street. Like we knew instantly. We were like, okay. All right, let's just deal. It's only one night. We went to go see the One Tree Hill, the podcast show. So that was definitely over a year ago.
Yeah, that was a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, well, we're hitting on 2 years ago, but because they didn't have one last year because of the strike. So
don't get her started on One Tree Hill now.
But I think what's in my head right now is the recent video that we had just posted, and people like feel ways about it.
Well, yeah, and this is gonna be another one. This is gonna be another one. I promise you. This one will be divided too.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. Because it's a hard one because of how aggressive she ends up getting towards the end. She does. She gets way too aggressive, and she does need to watch that. But part of her crime here is being like a successful, tall, mouthy white woman. Like, if she's a shorter Asian lady, we may not even see this fucking video. You know what I mean? So sometimes I think like that. I'm like, oh man, it's like the context of it, because she's being mouthy. Yes. But is it worse because of who she is and the position she's in? And it is a little. Let's be honest. In 2024,
I think it's worse
because
of the position she's in. But I think the position I'm talking about is GM.
Yeah, that being part of position of power. People are going back against positions of power. I feel like when you
are a general manager, I expect maybe this behavior. And mind you guys, it always seems like I'm defending the rude customers here, and I'm not. But I'm just saying, as someone looking on her side for a second, or if I was a district manager, I'd be a little bit disappointed.
Oh, sure. Disappointed.
And then for a rude customer, they did go through a third party, so I don't get what they were trying to achieve here. Like, if people say that the rooms are full, you can't force a room to be open just because you're upset. That's not how it works. So
we didn't get to hear them talk. They didn't do any talking. They're very little. Mm-hmm. So it's their rudeness comes from them just not accepting the way situation is. Look, it sucks, but when you use a third party and you don't check the status of things, which seems like that's what happened there.
That truck is loud.
Yeah, it is. New Britain. It's. Oh no, I'm just waiting for the truck.
Oh, the fire truck.
Yeah. I don't even know what I was just saying.
Sorry.
No, the truck sometimes will distract. That's fine. But no, so it's without hearing more from the customers, it's like, how bad did they get? But if it's been that much time and they simply won't leave, that is kind of bad enough at a hotel. It's especially when you're just not accepting the verdict of the situation, because they can't do anything. The hotel is booked. They can't do nothing. And it just sucks. Sucks.
Here's your rude customer of the day, guys.
This is a rude situation.
And customers.
She was. I don't want to call them rude customers, though. I want to call them stubborn customers, but I don't know if I want to call them rude customers. I want to call the manager rude. She was rude.
I think they were rude because I think it's weird for them to expect. I think they needed to get all their outrage out on the third party. Yeah. I don't think it needed to be them.
Yeah, sometimes
because I also used to work in a hotel too. It was Comfort Inn.
You worked at a Comfort Inn?
Yeah, our Comfort Suites. There we go. Comfort Suites.
You just went through like most of your jobs last night on the last show, and you didn't talk about.
I forgot it because it was shortly lived. It was in the back of Applebee's, so it was very convenient actually. But I didn't like it because I got a front desk job, and she was like always asking me to do laundry, and I would always get. Look, when you're working in a hotel, all the white fitted sheets, like the kings and the queens, they look the same size. So when I was folding it, I had to separate the kings and the queens, but they all look, the fitted sheets all look the same size to me. I was like, I can't, like, which one's bigger? They need to have like labels on them.
Put a tag on this, Jesus.
It didn't have a tag on them, so you had to kind of just know that one was king, one was queen. I was like, I don't know. So, and that was one thing. And then the cleaning people, they would call in all the time. So then she'd be like, hey, can you go upstairs and clean this room, clean that room? And I'm sitting here like, I'm front desk.
You gonna pay me?
So, well, yeah, she did, but
pay me double check.
The point. I didn't want to do it. And so that was for me the last straw. However, I had to deal with a lot of Priceline. I had to deal with a lot of third party people. I had to deal with a lot of people would use third parties and be like, oh, so and so passed away. I won't be able to stay. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, but you're going to have to go through this third party. And they would be like, I just told you my so and so died, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do. So a lot of
your
my
trauma
calls
dump doesn't change the situation. My answer is the same. I'm sorry for your loss, but call Priceline.
Yeah. So I had to deal with a lot of situations like that. But I did love working at a hotel. I did love it. It was comfort. I loved it because every single room was a suite. It was great.
You do like suites.
It was very luxurious. It had a really amazing pool. Yeah, but I quit because that lady, the person who hired me, not the owner was fine, but the lady who hired me, she never showered.
Oh,
and
damn.
Yeah,
Put her on blast.
She was like like her hair was always super greasy. And she just never, her appearance looked god awful. I'm not even sure how she got I know how she got the job because she still kept the building running while the owners would fly everywhere else. So I know that's why they hired her. She was a hardworking person, but you know, God, she really needed a shower. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So.
Damn.
And then when I quit, the guy was like, oh, she knew you were quitting. I was like, oh, really? Okay.
Tell her to take a shower now.
And then she would never give me so when it was payday, she would wait until I left to give me my check. And I'm like, when the checks were right there, and she's like, no, take it when you leave. I'm like, why? It says I get paid on Fridays. So why is it that when I come in, I can't just grab it? Why? So I don't finish my shift or something? Like, it really pissed me off that she had to control when I got my check on Friday when it was right there the whole time. It pissed me off.
Like, give my check. Mm-hmm. And give my check or I go home. How about that? Pay me. It's Friday. No specify when. I want my money. I worked my week. That's what I would have had. If she's going to be obstinate, I'll be obstinate. So transitioning forward, I think the only thing is just kind of the reaction from yesterday. We had a show yesterday and we did the family who was a minute late. And there was a lot of people, or a minute early.
Cold Stone.
Yeah, Cold Stone Creamery. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a lot of divide on that. It was a pretty crazy situation.
Yeah, like, so to refresh anyone's memory who's just now coming in listening, so we posted up a video, and this family or this couple, they came in at apparently 8:29, and the Cold Stone closes at 8:30. Apparently, when they walked in, according to someone who watched the video in the comments, this is what they wrote on YouTube. All right, so the person says, I think the employees were saying that when the family walked in with the line, they told them that they were closed, and they still stood in line after being told that they were not serving anyone after a certain person in order to close on time. People start to take advantage of coming in late to places when they know that if there is a line, they can still get their food, and it creates a bad culture there. Employees were definitely stubborn, but the parents can't be complaining about voices being raised when they were screaming in front of their kids. Might be a hot take.
It is a hot take because it's ignoring the fact that they were there before the store hours closed. See, now when you have to make that argument, I think that's when you lose, because now you have to stand on the technical. Because now you're kind of placing the blame, and I don't think you can when they were there before the store closed. Just because they were saying, hey, the line's long, we're going to shut it off here, it's still before closing time. You can't do it.
Right.
You can't do it. I mean, we can stand on they should know better and all this type of stuff, but I got to be honest with you. I think that's childish and kind of stupid, because you're still there before. Because now you're forcing the technical talk. All right, so we'll technically talk. They were there before it closed.
Yeah.
So serve them, but don't cause the issue. And if he wants to get mad that there was a conflict that was arose by the staff because they were being hard-headed in front of his kid, well, he can have that stance too.
Yeah, I just feel like I understand working, especially in the restaurant industry, when someone comes in at we close, let's say at 9:30, and then they even walk in at 9:20, 9:25. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are like, damn. And then on top of that, if they ordered a steak, it just makes things even worse, right? But
that's a restaurant, though.
Yeah, but yeah, it is a restaurant.
Ice cream. They ain't sitting down at the ice cream shop. You know, this is the ice cream transactions take less than 3 minutes, 3 to 5. If they have a complicated order, a whole 5 minutes. It's not a restaurant. Yeah, I'm agreeing, 100% agreement. I would even go as far as if you know a restaurant's closing within the half hour, unless you absolutely have nowhere else to go, or it's just your favorite place, or you know the people, don't go, because it is inconsiderate. The chefs like to shut down the grills and all that. They like to do that, and that's completely okay. It's not the same at an ice cream shop or a coffee shop or anything like that.
I think that there were even comments about, oh, well, if they would have just acted a little bit nicer, then maybe they would have gotten maybe the employees would have given them their ice cream. And I just feel like, looking at it from an employee perspective, I'm sitting here saying, okay, these people are loud, they're pissed. What do we have to do to get them out of the store? Because to me, I think it came down to egos. The more that I look at that video, the more it's been 24 hours. The more I'm like, if your goal was to really go home, if your goal was to really, we're closed and you're standing on, we want to leave, then we're looking at the POS guys. It was 8:42, and I guarantee you, still after filming, they were still going at it, and they closed at 8:30. So they spent almost 15 minutes extra arguing with them when they could have just given them their ice cream and bounced.
Bingo.
So I'm looking at it as, even what you're arguing at this point doesn't make any sense, because they still there and you guys are still arguing.
Yep. And management's going to care a lot more about that than any other factor. The fact that you kept customers in the store past closing. You created now I'm getting more angry about the situation, if I'm being honest. I'm starting to get mad about it, because they created a dangerous situation. It's past closing. You have a family in there. Everyone else thinks it's closed. That could be a great time for something to be robbed, mugged. You really is a dumb situation
and
when you think about it.
When you listen to the video, the alleged kid, I don't know, but they said that this guy was a minor that was talking. He was saying, you guys came in at 8:30, or he said you guys came in at 8:30. What do you think was going to happen? Like, Really?
And the guy should not be challenging the young-looking
He's
guy
already
to a fight,
pissed.
but he's
yeah.
pissed.
He's already the customer is already pissed off, and you're gonna be like, "What did you think was gonna happen?"
Yeah, seriously.
So yeah, even though the delivery would piss.
He said, "I want you. I want you outside. I want you. I want you." That was great. You want me? That was great. That was great.
Mm-hmm. So I guess people are going to be divided on it, and they think that I have not worked in the restaurant industry or
like,
anything.
Have you worked? Yeah, we both have, and we have families that have. But it's also, it was not a restaurant, and it's a big difference. A big difference. We're completely understanding of the fact that it's frustrating, but you also got to serve the customers and customer service. Sometimes you just get the job done and not create a federal issue over everything. Because honestly, I'm getting tired of federal issues over everything. Just do the job. Just complain later. Do what we used to do back in the day. Make fun of the customers after you close. Go drink a beer. Go do donuts in the parking lot. Do whatever you got to do, but don't make the situation worse.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I'd be like, if I want to go home, this is what I gotta do to go home. But it seemed like I think a lot of like egos, like authority. No, you guys came in, so we have the right to close. Bye. Like, I think it was more of that, like a gotcha moment too. Look at these people; they're so pissed because they can't get any ice cream. Yep. The more I look at it, I don't think, because I think if they really cared, they would have just given them the ice cream. So. Yep.
Because remember, who we're seeing the camera from. The employees' angle, so they're the ones who were trying to get the gotcha. Did we see anybody on the other side of the camera? Did the family bust out a camera?
The guy had his camera. He did have his camera, but it's so funny because if you could see, even I watched this video so many times last night, you could see even someone walking in behind them and realizing, oh, they're closed and they're arguing, and then he just turns back around and walks out. I think it's the most funniest thing
he pulls an
ever.
Abe Simpson. He just walks in and just
he's like,
right back.
All right.
Out the door.
So, anyways, let me know what you guys think about that. Any last words?
Yeah, we really appreciate the interaction and everything, guys. You guys have been really awesome in the comment sections on the shorts. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you check out the full long form videos as well. We do have these full ones out there. So if you're not seeing it, go see it. And we really do appreciate all the love, all the support, all the comments. Keep them coming.
Alrighty. Well, I'm Blossom.
And I'm Dave. Make sure you check out Rude Customers Podcast everywhere you consume your audibles.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See you on the next one. Don't be a rude customer today.
Bye.